thing about plate cameras is everything moves. The back does this sort of thing, up or down. You can move like this. By opening that f-stop or shutting it down, you can see where your depth of field, that means how much of the image that you're taking is actually in focus. And this is your focus. Basically what you're doing is you're fine-tuning one image. You don't run around and take 20. If you're really picky and take your time, you can spend half an hour on it. Back in the day, art was painting, sculpture, maybe a bit of more conceptual stuff. Photography was a lesser sort of a thing, and it wasn't art. You didn't buy it. My camera was probably built in the 1950s in Chicago. Deardorff, 10x8. It's got a lot of character, actually, that camera. And things made of wood do just tend to be lovable. But we're not trying to run a vintage camera club. It's got nothing to do with nostalgia or anything like that. It's just that camera gives you this amazing image if you use it properly. They have a clarity and detail which puts you in front of the subject and with practically nothing between you and the subject, almost as though you were actually standing there. When you're outside, you need your own private little picture theatre. So to compose the image within this rectangle, it's wobbly, floppy a bit. It's difficult to use in a wind, difficult to use in the rain. You'd be amazed where water gets to. And, dealing with film in the hills, you have to create dark rooms. Quite a bit of this stuff, for some reason, it's all chance, has started out of commissions. This guy called Alan Taylor wanted photographs for an article he was doing on Samoan tattooing. I took a portrait of him on black and white 4x5 film. The key part of the image is not necessarily just the person, it's everything. And this context was really crucial because he was not the stranger in the frame, I was. He's Polynesian, he's in Polynesia. This needed to be made really clear to me. At that stage it wasn't totally clear. Changed everything just like that, bang. And that is basically where the whole thing started. Shortly afterwards, ran into, by chance again, Paul Soroapi's brother-in-law, Pio. Eventually I asked Pio if he would take us to meet his brother-in-law. I asked Paul if I could come with him and follow his practice. And that's where that project, which lasted over 40 years, started. Another project which Nick called Cook's Sights. Cook's as in drawing attention to what definitely would sites not belonging to Mr. Cook at all, and in that case specifically in Dusky Sound and Tamatea. I wanted to make responses to Hodges' paintings he did there. One in particular, which is the round painting in the Auckland Art Gallery of probably a Kātimamo guy standing on a rock in the very atmospheric sounds in the background. We know where the rock was where he was standing because we have the Voyage Journal accounts. What I wanted to do was to put my camera on the rock where this guy is standing and describe a 360-degree panorama of the whole vista of what he could see. So I made that first big 360 pano, and it's a black and white one. I went back in 2014 and made a big colour one, a big 360 off another painting, which is of a waterfall with a Maori canoe. And what I did was, notionally, by standing on a rock, and I'm describing a 360 pano, as though I'm in the waka with the people. So the camera's in the waka with the people. So it's their view, this is their place. You know, back in the day, if you were Pākehā, you did not understand where you were, really. Became totally focused on local history, local issues, local everything, showing the Pākehā country to itself. You know, Robert Hughes, I think it was, said, you know, the best function of art is as a witness, and it's trying to make really elegant and forceful images that people when they walk into a gallery, they can be bothered looking at. Let's try and make the best, most interesting, grab you by the balls picture I can,